He is one of the all-time greats, Pro Football Hall of Famer, and NBC sports compadre, Peter King, on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, PK?
Rich, I'm not so great today. I'm kind of an ignoramus.
Why?
After that thing.
No! You didn't notice Josh Allen. You got to work on your peripheral vision, basically, is what I'm saying, Peter.
Yeah, I really do. That was really one of the most bizarre things because at first,
yes.
when I finally did see his hand, and I shook it, he was like, it was, instead of being like, dude, you left me hanging, he thought it was the funniest thing in the world because he asked my camera person, Kelsey Bartles, he said, did you get that? Did you get that? He wanted to make sure that the embarrassment would be there for all to see. And it is.
Well, I mean, so you were just laser locked down the barrel of the camera and one of the most famous right hands in the NFL just hanging there.
Yeah.
I mean, and so here's what I will do, Peter. What we always do in the media is take something fun and try and read into it that's something serious for the season. I'm serious. It does appear that none of the expectations that are heaped upon the Bills and this kid has at all affected a single thing about him. It looks like that is how he showed up to camp.
I don't think so either. In fact, one of the things, I wrote a little bit about this in my column, is that, I was talking to Sean McDermott about Allen and also about some of the stuff that had happened in Buffalo this offseason, the Tops grocery store shooting and all that. And Sean McDermott just volunteered this. He said, it's like when David Ortiz took the microphone after the marathon bombing in Boston, and he said, "This is our bleeping city." And I mean, obviously, Josh Allen is not in Buffalo yet. What Ortiz became in Boston,
yes.
But his whole thing was athletes are really important in cities, and in this particular case, I don't know if you remember, Rich, because this was probably 2 months ago when Josh Allen went down to the site of that shooting, and how eloquent he was, sort of in his comforting words and all that stuff. That I think he started to become more than just the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. He really became almost like a civic leader in many ways, and you talk to the people around the Bills, and his advancement in those kind of things, really has been impressive to the people who run that organization.
I just love the kid. I love him. I just think he is a face of the league now, which, by the way, the Bills fans have been dying for a quarterback to be called as such for decades. Last year was not a fluke at all. It was a step forward, and now everybody believes the next step is winning it all.
Rich, I don't think any quarterback has ever played that I have covered. I don't think any quarterback has played a better game than the game he played against New England in the playoffs. And, I mean, there have been guys, I'm sure we could all figure out games where quarterbacks were unbelievable and perfect and all that stuff. But on that night, with the weather being absolutely horrendous, being 0 degrees, whatever it was, I don't know. But I don't know how you play a game any better, particularly against your arch rivals, in that weather than they did that night. Than he did that night. And then, hey, the next week in Kansas City, where he was fantastic in that game as well. Look, I don't know who I'm going to pick to be MVP this year. I think I know who I'm going to pick, but I don't. I will not be surprised if he goes on an incredible run right now. Because the other thing is, Rich, they really have a good supporting cast. They're better in the backfield now. Gabriel Davis is a legit 1B to Stephon Diggs 1A. They've got a really good tight end in Dawson Knox. I don't know. I think this team is really pretty good.